following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Every Christmas I waited for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of beautiful downtown Burbank, Mr. John B. Whitney.
It is my pleasure to welcome home Burbank's favorite sons, Dan Rowan and Dick Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much, Mayor.
I want both of you to know how happy we are in beautiful downtown Burbank that you have returned to Sakatuas.
What did he say? Sakatuas.
Hey, look, they sucked it to the mayor.
Unless my clock is right, it's sock it to me time.
Hey, it must be suck it to me time.
Hey, she socked it to herself.
Suck it to me?
There's no one left to sock it to me.
I thought.
Very interesting. Ooh, but it stinks.
Well, what do you know? For once they didn't suck it to me. NBC, beautiful downtown Burbank. Oh, hello, Governor Rockefeller. Oh, no. I don't think we could get Mr. Nixon to stand still for a socket to me.
Socket to me?
And now, the second half of Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, a conglomeration of America's leading comedic thespians.
Look that up in your Funkin' Wagnalls.
That's a dictionary, you know.
The Funkin' Wagnall. There's an odd couple.
Jack Lemmon.
You'll remember, fans, when we left off last year, you heard me say... And now, despite numerous requests, NBC presents Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, starring Dan Rowan and Dick Martin, with guest stars Barbara Feldon, Judy Carne, Arte Johnson, Ruth Buzzy, Henry Gibson, Goldie Hawn, Dave Madden, Pigmeat Markham with Charlie Brill and Mitzi McCall, Alan Seuss, Sweet Brother Dick Whittington, Joanne Worley, yours truly, Gary Owens, and Morgul as the Friendly Drell. And despite the rumors you may have heard from the other networks, tonight's show is not a bomb.
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In opening. Just read what's on the cards. Take one.
And now, folks, here they are, the stars of Laugh-In, two of the nicest guys I've ever had the pleasure of working with, Dan Rowan and the beautiful Dick Martin. I can't read it on there because it's not true. I don't know who they are.
Well, that's it for the season, folks. Have a good summer. We'll be seeing you again next fall. Bye, everybody.
Hold it.
Bye.
Hold it.
Well, hand it to me. I'll hold it.
No, hold it. Is this kind of stuff won 16 Emmys? Well, I guess you're looking forward to a good season.
You bet your sweet Bippy I am.
I forgot to tell you. The network doesn't want you to say Sweet Bippy anymore.
I can't bet my sweet Bippy anymore?
Bet anything you like, except your Sweet Bippy.
Oh.
You'll have to think of another word.
I got it.
Better let me hear it first. On second thought, stick with your Bippy.
I wouldn't leave it for the world.
Hey, I hope you've noticed we got some bright, new, attractive people on the show this season. Some really great folks.
Show me one.
I'll show you Dave Madden.
Hi, I'm Dave Madden. I'm one of the new kids. I'd like to tell you right from the start that I do not tell dirty jokes. Wholesome is as wholesome does. However, Now, I must admit that, like most people these days, there are times when I have naughty thoughts. Those of you out there who share my problem would probably appreciate knowing when I'm having such thoughts so you could join in. Make it a group effort, sort of audience participation, as it were, so as not to embarrass the network. Whenever I'm having a random naughty thought, I'll simply throw some confetti into the air, nonchalantly, and then you, recognizing the signal, can tell yourself your favorite joke, laugh, and feel like you're enjoying the show. Okay? I'll see you later.
And besides delayed reactions, we have a lot of other new things this year.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, sure. New characters, new ideas, new people.
New, lady people?
You bet your bippy.
Here.
No, there. We got lots of new people.
Where are these new lady people?
Lady people?
Yeah.
Well, they're at the party.
Well, what are we waiting for?
A cue. There it is. Come on, you're all invited.
Come on.
It gives us all a chance to see next year's reruns early.
Well, tell me, sir, what do you think we ought to do about Vietnam?
Well, I think we should de-escalate.
Sure. That's easy for you to say.
I've seen the fall fashions, and nothing new is coming out. The old things are coming out further.
The hardy and pioneers really knew how to dress.
Are you kidding? Buckle shoes, white silk stockings, satin breeches, ruffled shirts?
You're right, maybe the buckle shoes were a bit much.
Don't let this get around. But I hear Hugh Hefner flunked his bunny test.
Gladys, I'd like you to meet Mr. Hugh Hefner.
Oh, Mr. Hefner. Harry says I look like something out of your Playboy centerfold.
Yes, the staple.
Oh, Hef, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
In my college, 40% of the students use alcohol and 30% use drugs. It's not a record to be proud of, but we have some fantastic football games.
You know, I'd get married in a minute, but I'm shy, and, you know, I can't find any clean pajamas.
Pajamas? Pajamas?
I'm all for school busing. I've learned so much more in a school bus than I'll ever learn in a school.
George Wallace isn't really opposed to personal liberty and individual freedom. He just doesn't want them to fall into the wrong hands. Well, Mr. Rosmenko, it's been over a year now since you made your escape from behind the Iron Curtain. How do you like America?
Well, it's very excitational for to be immigrationated, but it's one thing as all the criticalizations from the people. If they don't like it here, why don't they go fly a boat?
True.
There's a new southern margarine out called Imperial Wizard, but you can only use it on white bread.
I hear the Pope is so upset because of the fuss about the pill. He has Excedrin headache number 9.
We'll return right after this message.
Since I started using your detergent in my bath, all my things come out brighter.
This isn't really a TV show. It's national group therapy.
Stupid question number 87.
Have you been taken care of yet, ma'am?
Now that tickles my fancy.
NBC, Beautiful downtown Burbank. Well, we went on the air last January. We were on the air all winter and spring, and this is our first show of the new season. It's called Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Oh, you're quite welcome, General Sarnoff.
I love this show, darlings. But I don't understand this show, darlings.
In answer to your many Australian didgeridoo questions, this is a didgeridoo. I'll now play a genuine native didgeridoo chant. Thank you.
That really sounds like a kangaroo to me.
Oh, no, a kangaroo goes like this.
How many do's could a didgeridoo if a didgeridoo could do do's? 4?
Hey, did you watch that old movie last night?
No, I went over to a lady's house.
Well, you could still watch the movie.
Well, she doesn't have a television set.
Oh, really? An old-fashioned girl.
Well, she had a couple old fashions, and then she switched to martinis.
Yeah, I don't know how people can drink that way.
Well, she didn't know what she was doing after a while.
Well, you ought to help her.
Oh, I helped her. I'm going back tonight to help her some more.
It must be remembered, he who laboreth in the field all night shall never find fruit in a yucca tree.
There is an odd couplet. Ladies and gentlemen, a real pleasure to present Mr. Hugh Hefner. Thank you, Dan.
Eat your heart out, Hef.
Now, darling, that's very interesting.
For my next number, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just...
Did you hear the rabbi got hit with a baseball?
No. Where?
Right in the temple.
I'm one of the laughing writers. Please, stop me before I steal again.
Hey, you doing anything right now? Doing anything tonight? Are you doing anything tomorrow night? And I'll come back and see you sometime when you're not so busy.
Do you realize I could be home watching Gunsmoke right now? Hey, we thought it would be fun to ask the cast how they spent their summer vacation. How about you?
Well, I found a new interest. Physical fitness.
Oh, good.
It's the answer to everything. Up every morning at 6 o'clock, cold shower, jog around the block a couple of times, a few laps around the pool, half hour with the weights, and then a raw steak, bed by 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that sounds great. How long you been doing this?
I may start Wednesday.
Sorry I asked you. Hey, how about the rest of you? What did you do all summer?
Camp. I had a perfect summer. June in St. Louis, July in St. Paul, August in Helsinki.
Oh, I was so busy. My uncle, the general, died. And he willed me his entire regiment.
I was a poison ivy inspector at a nudist camp.
Well, it's really none of your business, but if you must know, I took a trip.
I had it made this summer. I got me a job mowing the mud at Recreation City.
Summer maneuvers.
Well, I was bored.
I went on a camporee with some scouts. Some real good scouts.
Oh, well, after the last show was over, I went back to my dressing room and I took off my makeup. Then I changed my clothes and I went out for a hot dog. Hamburger. I forgot the question.
Peter Sellers.
And now, continuing with our Sunday concerts here in Pearl Harbor, the Tokyo National Symphony Orchestra to play You Always Hurt the One You Love.
I feel self-conscious on this show. I'm the only one without an accent.
Walnetto.
Surprise! Cute. It's cute, fellas.
And now, folks, the original. Here come the judge man.
His Honor, Judge Pigmeat Markham.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Order in the courtroom. Here come the judge.
Here come the judge. Here come the judge.
Boy, what do you want to divorce this good-looking gal for?
She got 2 buck teeth.
It make no difference how much they cost. Get out of here. Next victim.
Yes. Hey, how about coming out on the boat Saturday?
I can't make it. I promised the lady I'd take her to a Stasson rally.
No kidding. I didn't know you were a Stasson man.
Well, I'm not, but the lady is.
The lady is a Stasson man?
I didn't know that.
Politics sure makes strange bedfellows.
Whatever turns you on.
And now, back to the rubber plantation, which is really bouncing.
Ta-da!
Ladies and gentlemen, you've all been so nice to us, we'd like to be nice to some of you.
So we came up with the Laugh-In Award for Outstanding Achievement, and here it is.
This is the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award, which will be given each week to that person or group who have proven they truly deserve to receive the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award.
And our first winner is...
May I have the envelope, please? Go get the envelope, Goldie. Thank you. And the winner is the United States Congress, established 1781 as a lobby for the American people for ignoring the wishes of 200 million Americans and delaying passage of a gun control law. We hereby present Congress with the first Flying Fickle Finger of Fate. You ought to be more careful with that thing.
I didn't know it was loaded.
That's the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
And now, gentlemen and gentle ladies, it's time once again for the Laugh-In Report, when Dan and Dick bring you the news, past, present, and future. Go on.
News across the nation. We have got the information in a way we hope will amuse. We just love to give you our views. Gentle friends, laughing looks at the news. Mr. Dan!
God bless you, Tiny Tim. And now with the news of the present, here's the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news. Here's Dickie. That's an odd single.
Jackson, Mississippi, a spokesman for the Mississippi Teachers Association, currently threatening a statewide teachers' strike, said today, and I quote, "All of we teachers are not going back to the classroom until we get paid lots more better." End of quote. Dateline, California. A committee to recall Governor Ronald Reagan today announced that they have so far received 780,000 names on their petition. Meanwhile, in Sacramento, Governor Reagan started a crackdown on California state income tax evaders. So far, he has 780,000 names on his list. And now, take it away, Goldie.
the news of the future. There. And now peering into the world of tomorrow is for the news of the future. And here's our head peerer, Don.
That's Dan, Goldie.
Are you sure?
No, I'm Dan.
Oh.
Good name for the kid. Paris, 1988. Quick settlement of the 25-year-old Vietnam War was seen today when Averell Harriman assured North Vietnamese negotiators that American bombing of Hanoi will cease as soon as the Viet Cong agree to withdraw from South Vietnam, Cambodia, and Seattle. The nation's capital, 20 years from now, 1988. Blacks and whites clashed today when Congress refused to meet with the representatives of the Poor People's latest march on Washington. Poverty leader William S. Buckley vowed to remain in the Capitol until action is promised by President Mahalia Jackson. Vice President George Wallace cannot be reached for comment. As you know, President Mahalia Jackson has sent George Wallace on a fact-finding tour of the Florida Everglades on a surfboard.
And now for the news of the past. Laughing takes you back to the good old days of that fun-loving rascal, the flower of the marriage world, King Henry VIII.
We have a new game we play here at Windsor Castle, my dear. It's called Queen for a Day.
We all know that Sigmund Freud was the father of modern psychiatry, but now we take you back to old Vienna to meet the mother of psychiatry, Mrs. Sigmund Freud.
Well, Mrs. Freud, I really can't tell you how happy I am to have gotten hold of you.
Now, don't be naughty.
I'm sorry. I guess that's what you would call a Freudian slip.
Oh, is it showing? You really are naughty, aren't you?
Well, I'll try to do better. Now, let's get right down to it. Do you mind? First of all, could you explain about your husband's Freudian symbols?
My husband's what?
Symbols, his Freudian symbols.
Oh, those. He hasn't played those in years. He switched to the glockenspiel just after we got married.
No. I meant his theory of sex symbols. You know, that everyday items actually represent sexual objects.
Oh, that's not Sigmund's theory, dum-dum. That's my theory.
Is it?
For instance, take this sexy piece of paper.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. And then, when you do this... Isn't that absolutely obscene? Oh, poor Booby, I'm embarrassing you. I'll bet you've never torn paper with a married woman before.
No, I haven't. Well, it is kind of fun. Well, getting back to your husband. Now, if his book isn't about sexual symbolism, what is it about? Is it,
It's about the birds and the bees, of course.
Well, then it is about sex.
No, silly. It's about the birds and the bees. You see, he feels that all of men's anxieties are caused by his desire to fly like a bird and to sip honey like a bee.
But that's ridiculous.
Well, that's what I said, but Sigmund insists. Can I trust you?
Well, I think so.
Well, you see, Sigmund actually is trying to learn how to fly like a bird and to sip honey like a bee. And I'm afraid that if he ever finds out, he's going to leave me. So, every night, after he's asleep, I reach over and I pluck out all his feathers.
You reach over and pluck out his feathers.
Shh! If Sigmund finds out, he'll sting me.
That's the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
And now, here's Alan Seuss in the sports scene.
Hello, all you sports fans. This is Big Al and the Old Football Diamond with a sports editorial. Tonight, I have a word for the Commissioner of Baseball. Hi. Come on now, Commissioner. Don't you really think those brutes on the playing field look a little bit ridiculous? I mean, those silly knickers. I say off with those silly knickers and let's get those boys into culottes. Well, That's it for tonight, sports. This is Big Al with a Big Al sports scene. Ta-ta.
And that's the way it is. Wednesday, April 12th, 1936.
One for the money, two for the show. If the judge is coming, I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna see that your wife get $25 a week for support.
Good, Your Honor. Every once in a while, I'll throw in a few bucks myself.
Get out of here.
Stranger than truth.
In 1950, Mr. and Mrs. Steve Werner of Bayard, Wisconsin, took their two children and an Airedale named Scotty to Pinewood Junction, South Dakota, a distance of over 850 miles. On returning home after their trip, Mrs. Werner discovered that the dog Scotty and one of the children were missing, apparently left behind somewhere. The Werners, resigned to their loss, thought no more about it until one evening 8 months later when a feeble scratching sound was heard at the screen door. Mr. Werner, suspecting nothing, opened the door, and there, standing on the steps, was a beaver which bit her.
Balloon. My name is Tiny Tim, and I've got a secret.
My name is Tiny Tim, and I really got a secret.
My name is Tiny Tim, and my secret just swallowed Burbank.
My name is not Tiny Tim. It's Spyro T. Agnew. Tiny Tim is just easier to spell. Don't go back. We'll be right away.
I don't know what's going on in this world today. I saw a movie last night that was lewd, just downright dirty. Sex, sex, sex. Nothing but sex.
Where's it playing?
I don't know. It's all in the way you look at it. I don't look at them as dirty movies. I look at them as training films.
Andy Warhol is working on one. This time, I understand no one of either sex will be allowed to see it.
For years, I worked night and day to keep sex out of the movies.
Were you a censor?
No, an usher.
I don't object to a little sex in the movies, but I keep dropping my popcorn.
In Russia, we got that movie, 3 girls, 20 Cossacks, at samovar and a plate full of blintzes. They get together in one room and start to voyage, pistach to voyage, till the blintzes are all gone. That's sexy.
I understand they're showing Lulu tonight.
Yeah, where?
Where they always show them, at the Supreme Court. I could have starred in one of those movies, but they wanted to use my real body.
I just saw Therese and Isabel. Loved her. Hated her.
Boris says, let's get sex out of the movies and back in the motels where it belongs.
What do you think, Mr. Hefner?
Well, I consider myself sexually liberated. I like to go to Doris Day movies and root for Rock Hudson. The place.
I don't know what all this fuss is about. I mean, some movies are for children and other ones are for adultery.
And now, in answer to a numerous request, here with his impression of the South African yellow-breasted, fuchsia-billed, red-winged finork is Mr. Arte Johnson.
Very interesting. But where's the egg?
Come on, what are you doing?
Crossword puzzle.
Oh, yeah? That's my Sunday game. Where are you stuck?
A three-letter word meaning an organ of hearing.
Oh, that's tough.
Tough. T-U-F. No, doesn't fit.
Dumb!
Hey, I tried to call you last night. I thought maybe you might like to go to dinner or something.
I was at the hospital.
Oh, anything serious?
A black widow bit me.
Well, it never would have happened if he had been a gentleman.
We're certainly happy to have you back in this country, Mr. Rosmenko.
We certainly are.
Well, it's great for to be at America, land of great opportunity, you know. It's even poor boy can grow up to save enough money to go to Europe.
I bet you're sweet Bippy.
As it is oft said, when the wind bloweth not at the sands, the cock croweth for the king at Caesar's palace.
Is that a chicken joke?
And now, let's hear it for Charles de Gaulle.
I'll go along with that. Let's hear it for Charles de Gaulle.
NBC, beautiful downtown Burbank. Oh, I'm sorry you're offended, madam. But Laugh-In feels the way he's been acting lately. De Gaulle only deserves one clap.
Roses are red, violets are blue. What color are yours?
Very interesting. But horticultural.
Look that up in your Funkenwagnall.
Funkenwagnall's dictionary is our friend.
And now we return you to our Jehoshaphat's, who are really jumping.
One of these? Thanks, now. Hey, what happened to Murphy?
You didn't hear about Murphy? He got it Thursday.
Huh. What about Thompson?
He got it yesterday.
Jenkins?
Last night. I saw him right before he got it.
What about the kid, Frankie?
He got it last night. In bed.
Yeah, that's rough. Hey, you know something?
What?
I think I got it, too.
Oh, I think I've got it too.
My name is Tiny Tim, and I know I've got it.
Hello? I think I've got it too. What's worse, it's coming from the NBC wardrobe department.
Darling, that judge is coming again.
Your Honor, I'm accused of indecent exposure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I better examine this evidence myself.
Bum bum.
Tonight, our Mod World looks at higher education.
Now you're talking about my bag.
You know, I have often meant to ask, Dick.
Why didn't you? He was here a minute ago.
Where did you matriculate?
Where did I what?
Matriculate.
I won't.
Come on. Certainly you must have matriculated at some school.
You feeling all right tonight?
Of course I am, but since we're talking about higher education, and since I myself matriculated, and since I've spent 4 happy years as a matriculant...
All right, hold it right there.
Where?
At matriculant.
A matriculant is a student who is matriculating.
Sure he is.
What else would you call it? I think we ought to get you a Funkenwagnall.
We gonna double date?
It's not what I mean.
Well, you take Wagnall.
Wagnall's not a girl.
Good, then I'll take Funk.
Funkenwagnall is a dictionary.
I didn't know that.
Matriculate means to enroll at a college or a university.
Well, I know that.
Well, then what are you playing dumb for?
Well, if I didn't, we'd be back at our old jobs.
Better than that. And so, friends, with that in mind, let's matriculate at the Mod World of higher education.
Here at Weevil U, our students attend classes for 6 months, and then they work for 6 months at a job connected with their chosen profession.
Well, that sounds very practical.
Yes, and we place these boys ourselves. Just finishing up some of them right now. Let's see now. Edward Johnson. Edward's a business major. You'll be working in the bank for the next 6 months, Edwards. Good luck to you.
Sir. Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you very much, sir.
You can see how well thought out this program is. Leroy's a medical student, gonna be a fine neurosurgeon. Great hands. Leroy, Washington. Leroy, you'll be working for Dr. Farley at the clinic. First, you wash the windows, then you paint the outside that there building. Here you are.
Hey, Bruno, the coach just asked me to give you something, and, well, here it is. Congratulations, boy, you did it. You won your letter.
Oh, gee, that's great. Hey, would you do me a favor?
Sure, anything.
Would you read it to me?
To some on our campuses, the words higher education have a special meaning.
Hi. You too? Hi there.
There, too?
What's up?
Hi.
You too?
Come on in. Darling, this is the young man I was telling you about, Benjamin Harwood. Benjamin is a student at Princeton. This is my husband, Wally.
Oh, it's a real pleasure. Benjamin, is that your name? Harwood, yes. Benji, like a martini? Hello, boy. Benji, I'd like to explain to you why little woman and I asked you down here. Sally and I are just sick about what's happening to our country.
And we want to get involved.
That's right.
Gee, that's great.
Unfortunately, Wally does have his business, and then I'm rather involved with the horse show right now, and then, of course, on weekends, there's golf for Wally and tennis for me.
Despite our own problems, Benji, we want to do something. You know, we want to make a commitment. Finance some students to represent us. Hang the expense. Demonstrate, protest, march. Get right down there into those ghettos, yeah?
Now, here's a fun thought. Suppose I have some sweaters knitted that say, "We protest on behalf of," with our names.
Gee, that's great.
Good
Really
idea.
getting involved.
Of course, there is just one thing, Benj, and I know you're going to understand this. Since our names will be right there on those sweaters, when you're picking the people to represent us, please no Mexicans, Negroes, Indians, or people of the Jewish race.
You understand, Benji. Cheers.
Up with higher education. Down with really being dumb. Competition's getting rough now.
Kindergarten ain't enough now.
Time to smart up shop.
Give a yay for modern education.
Ta-da!
And the many subjects you can pick.
2, 3, 4.
There's a course in student demonstration. There's speed reading, horseback riding,
and new arithmetic. Whee! Up with higher education. Down with dummies dropping out.
Ronald Reagan said today, folks, text your local PTA folks.
Let's get in the swing. And higher education is the thing.
Teacher, I declare I saw Goldie's underwear. Naughty, Chelsea Brown, see her garters falling down. Joe and Worley went to school riding on a chair.
stand in the Nairn Hotel.
Up with higher education. Down with everything that's dull, 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 dull.
Nothing has what liberal art has. Who said no one loves a smart?
So let those school bells ring. 'Cause higher education is the hope of a whole crazy nation. Yes, higher education is our thing.
This program reminds me of my first honeymoon. Nobody knows what they are doing, but everybody laughs.
They wouldn't even get away with that on the Smothers Summer Mothers Brothers others. How does that grab you, Smothers lovers?
Better than that.
Well, ring my chimes.
Fuchsia.
Hey, that's a great-looking jacket.
You like that? I had it made.
No kidding. Got a good tailor, huh?
Well, I have this lady comes in 3 times a week.
A lady, and she made that for you?
Well, she does all sorts of odd jobs.
Well, that's a good-looking job, and she made it for you.
Well, not really. She kind of cut it down. It used to be single-breasted.
Well, it's single-breasted now.
You're kidding. So it is.
Yeah, it surely is. Are you trying to tell me that she really made that jacket?
The hard way, while it was on me.
Boy, that's dangerous.
Dangerous, I guess so. When I took it off, my chest came with it.
No matter where you go, the world is round. No matter where you go, you'll hear this sound. Tiki-taki-taka-toto. Tiki-tiki-taki-toto. That's the sound to make your heart know life is always good.
Send in tonight for your free gift, a personally autographed picture of the Hollywood Freeway.
Moving right along now, here's our Discovery of the Week.
They've been training on lemons.
Yes, that's a good group again this year.
Must be goodie time again.
Better than that, it's granny time.
Oh, she's an old goodie.
Ladies and gentlemen, feeling that teenagers have too long controlled the music that you hear, tonight it's time to add some dignity to the sounds of the 60s.
I can hardly wait.
You don't have to wait. Ladies and gentlemen, Laugh In proudly presents our Discovery of the Week, Old Mother Hubbard.
Too much makeup and I think everyone in town knows you're putting me down for my boozy little Susie Brown. I've got you going round. Baby, tell me that 'cause I wanna win you back from my little Susie Brown. She's a cheater. She's a cheater. She's a cheater, little Susie Brown.
That, of course, was the lovely and talented Mrs. Freddie Field, asking the musical question, Old Man River.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Night, Dick. Good night, Dick.
Dick? I know they are. I can hear them laughing. But I'm not going on it this year. I promise you, I'm not going on it this year.
Hey, next week we have a lineup, I think that's...
I wonder if you'd mind if I said something my aunt once said to me.
See, I'm afraid we're out of time.
Oh.
Next week, an outstanding guest...
She was caught in the Swedish bath at the Wiles Hotel in Petoskey, Michigan for 14 days with a live moose.
Gee, I'm certainly happy we managed to bring that message to the American audience.
I thought perhaps what she said when she came out of the Swedish bath would be of interest to the folks. Thank you. My aunt was caught in the Swedish bath of the Wiles Hotel in Petoskey, Michigan for 14 days with a live moose. And when she came out, she said, Always love animals. Pet them and love them. But never, ever trust a live moose in a steam bath for 14 days.
Thank you.
Because he also might be an elk and a Shriner.
Yes. Thank you very much. Say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, everybody. Hope you had a good time.
I saw you last night at that party with that ugly old millionaire.
Why, my dear, there is no such thing as an ugly millionaire.
And I say to you that this tonic will grow hair on a bowling ball.
But doesn't that slow up the game?
My boyfriend shot down 14 German planes in World War II.
Terrific.
Not really. He was in the Luftwaffe.
Tiny Tim is a heterosexual.
Oh, I hate tongue-in-cheek humor.
Goldie!
What?
Oh, what's the weather like outside?
I don't know. It's so cloudy I can't see.
Who invented the steam engine?
What?
I said, who invented the steam engine?
What?
Oh, never mind.
No, he invented the steam tuning fork.
What?
If they don't like it here, why don't they go back where they come it from?
Help! Help! A gorilla is making advances at me.
Yes, but is he serious?
Didn't you hear me pounding on the ceiling last night?
Oh, sure, Goldie, but don't be silly. I was making a lot of noise myself.
I come it from small mir near Stivujetsis, Pafujetsis, Artohtoyevaichi.
I can't even find that in my funkin' regnal.
Is there any alcohol in cider?
Insider what?
I'll drink to that.
The preceding was recorded earlier. We'd be ashamed to take it door to door.
NBC, beautiful downtown Burbank. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, well, that's great. Oh, well, we're so glad you do watch. And we'll watch you sometime, too. Good night, Lucy.
Very interesting. Let those dumb cops at Dr. Pepper copy that one.